century that human affairs were being watched keenly and closely by intelligences greater than man's. Yet, across the gulf of space on the planet Mars, intellects vast and cool and unsympathetic regarded our Earth with envious eyes, slowly and surely drawing their plans against us. Mars is more than 140 million miles from the Sun, and for centuries it has been in the last stages of exhaustion. At night, temperatures dropped far below zero, even at its equator. The inhabitants of this dying planet looked across space with instruments and intelligences of which we have scarcely dreamed.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Joppy Noodle Legs here today with another Noodle film review, and today we're looking at a classic sci-fi movie, and I've been waiting for this to come out. It's been out it got released on DVD about 7 or 8 years ago, but it never got like a Blu-ray release or anything, and now it's gone straight onto 4K and sort of skipped almost a Blu-ray sort of thing. I think you can pick it up on Blu-ray, but it'll probably be import. But this got released this week, and it's The War of the Worlds. H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds, the 1953 classic sci-fi film. And it also comes with another movie, When Worlds Collide, which I haven't viewed yet, the quality. I've seen the film. I might do that in a separate video. I might do a review of that. I don't know, but we're looking at this one today because it's one of my favourite sci-fi films, and it's like one of the films that really kicked the sci-fi genre off. And it's just come out, and it's a 4K release. Comes in a slip case, and we've got 2 discs. We have War of the Worlds on 4K, just there, and then we have When Worlds Collide on Blu-ray, which is again a little bit strange. Why is it on Blu-ray? Don't know. Why not just put it on the 4K? But there again, they probably would have charged you double. Have a little look, see what's on there. Any bonus features for you? On the Grandad glasses. It comes with a commentary from the actors Anne Robinson and Gene Barry. That would be really cool, actually. Probably be interested in watching that. Commentary from film director Joe Dante, who I love. He's done some amazing films. He did Piranha, which I love. Film historian and Bill Warren, author of Keep Watching the Skies. It's got The Sky Falling, Making a War of the Worlds. I think I've seen that before. It's quite an old documentary. H.G. Wells, the father of science fiction. I think I've seen that as well. It's not very long. It's only about 8 or 9 minutes sort of thing. And the Mercury Theatre on the Air presents War of the Worlds radio broadcast. Now, this is a 1930s radio broadcast that was broadcasted over American radio back in the 1930s. And it's quite historical because when it was so sort of like realistic that a lot of people thought it was actually happening. And you had people locking themselves in their houses, battling down, some people going out watching the skies and stuff. They actually thought it was happening. So that's quite cool. Might be quite cool to listen to that. I'll be looking forward to that. Should be about an hour long, I'd have thought. Original theatre trailer. And the Blu-ray has got When Worlds Collide. Right, so let's have a look at War of the Worlds. Little synopsis of the film. It starts with these meteors sort of like hitting the Earth.
Is that a fireball or something? Boy, that's big. And where's the coming from? I wonder where it lit.
So these meteors have hit the Earth. Well, we saw a meteor anyway, one. And then of course, as humans do, they rush to the scene. So we catch up with them rushing to the scene and seeing what's happened. So they rush to the scene, and there's fire brigade there putting out little fires of like foliage that's around the sort of like meteorite that's landed on the ground, and they're putting it out. And then we cut to like a policeman that's gone to see these three scientists that just happen to be having a picnic.
I got a message for you. You're the guys from Pacific Tech, ain't you? Right. Looks like the fishing was good. That's some. Well, I might just do that. It's about that meteor. They say it's a whop. The district officers told us at the lookout up in the summer. I thought you might be interested. About 10 or 12 miles from here, over by Linda Rosa.
Are they sure it's a meteor? It didn't come down like one.
That's right. Came down kind of spurts, didn't it?
So what a coincidence. We got the three scientists there having a picnic, and our main character's there. I can't remember his name. But he's there. And so the police saying, you know, do you want to come and have a look at this meteorite sort of thing? You know, it's right up your street. So I believe they're on their way over to it. Well, we cut right back to where the meteorites landed, and it started to gather interest from like local town folk.
It must have hit way up there and then skidded along the gully. After it stopped, all that loose earth and stuff shook down over it. Excuse me.
I guess most of it's buried. That's 12 feet thick easy, maybe more.
Meteors always run heavy. They won't be able to haul this one away to no museum.
We then cut to our scientist hero turning up, the doctor, and the father of the priest. Okay, the daughter of the priest, sorry, is standing there, and I don't know what her role is in the film. I don't know if she's a reporter or whatever, but she becomes like the sort of love interest in the film. And she's there, and they sort of bump into each other for the first time.
Down in the middle of town. Wonder who owns this property.
That's it over there.
What are you gonna do when you It's pretty darn hot. Outside is shovel. Be careful, Buck. Watch it, Buck.
Did you see it come down?
Yes,
So we join the two now, having a little bit of a jibber jabber.
I caught it. Say, do you have a match?
No, I'm sorry. I don't smoke.
Foster's the man behind the new atomic engines. They had him on the cover of Time. You know, you've got to rate to get that.
He isn't that good.
Well, now, how can you say that when you don't even know him?
Well, I do know him slightly.
Oh, what's he like?
Well, he's like.
Oh, well, you certainly don't look like yourself in that getup, Dr. Forrester. But I'm happy to meet you anyway.
While they're having this jibber jabber, one of the local idiots has gone down to where the meteorite is and does what every human being does, whacks it.
Boy, you could fry eggs on that thing. All that sand will keep the heat in for a long time.
Oh, Uncle Matthew, this is Dr. Clayton Forrester. My uncle, Dr. Matthew Collins, pastor of the community church.
Well, how do you do, Dr. Forrester? How do you do, sir?
Hey, you!
And my first mistake. She isn't the daughter of the priest. It's his uncle. He's her uncle. So there we go. My first mistake, as always. I always make them, guys, so don't pull me up on my comments. You know, you start pulling me up on my comments, I'll just remove your comments, because like my channel's not about negativity, it's about fun, and that's it. Anyway, we carry on the story, and they find in the back of the doctor's car, he's got like a Geiger counter, as you do.
See that media?
It's radioactive?
Yes. Difficult to account for a reaction like that.
Look at this thing, it's going crazy.
So they've got the Geiger counter, and then they start sort of realizing that this thing is radioactive, and no one's really really mentioned too much that a meteorite normally makes a big crater, doesn't it? It has a big crater around it, but this doesn't have one, so it's like no one's really picked up on that. So this thing's obviously slowed down when it's hit the ground, but no one's really sort of pulled up on that a bit. But I think someone has mentioned it, but I'm not sure. But they realised it's radioactive, so they said we need to keep people away from it, because, you know, it could be dangerous. So the best thing to do is cut to a barn dance.
Not too far. Alley left in a gentleman's star. Lady walk around, but not too far. First and third, you bounce and swing. Promenade the outside ring. 3/4 around the outside ring. Through that couple and not too far. Meet in the center of the...
So that's the best thing to do if there's anything that's troubling in your local town. Go and have a barn dance. It solves it all. So random, right? Anyway, there are three sort of like, I don't know if they're police, I'm not sure what they are, but standing up there sort of like on guard, but I suppose they are. They're just up there keeping an eye on the actual meteorite, and then the meteorite starts to kind of move.
Cool, now it
won't start any more fires. We might as well go home.
Yeah, no sense staying out here.
Let's go. Hey! It's moving!
So our meteorite has some sort of door or cap as it's unscrewing. So this is no meteorite, right?
Bombs don't unscrew.
It's no meteor, that's for sure.
Darndest thing I ever saw. The way that's unscrewing.
So this has got a door, so this is some kind of ship. So the three guys sort of like hidden behind a bank sort of thing, hiding, and then we start to see for the first time one of the machines emerging from the ship.
Must be somebody in there.
Who? Where'd you think they come from?
How would I know?
It's someplace. Mars is near the Earth right now.
So our three heroes obviously make the decision to say that we're friendly. There's nothing friendly about the human race. We're friendly, so they're going towards the spaceship now with a stick and a white tissue and a white hanky tied to it to say that we're friendly.
understand us. We're talking sign language.
They'll understand us all right.
Sure? Sure? Everybody understands when you wave the white flag, you want to be friends?
Hey there! Open up!
Come on out. We're friends.
That's right! We welcome you! We're friends! Yeah!
So these machines that have come from another planet are not here on friendly visiting. So these are hostile, and they've just killed our 3 heroes. They've just turned them into dust piles. Then we go back to the town at the barn dance, and then everyone notices something strange happens. That everyone's watch is stopped, and the electricity goes off, and everything becomes sort of magnetized.
Mine stopped too.
So is mine. Jeepers, mine ain't working. What is this?
They must have all bought them from Del Boy.
Same time.
There's only one explanation for a thing like this. Do you have a pin? See that? My watch is magnetized.
So all of our barn dancers all go outside and hit the street, and they see in the distance where the meteorite was, there's like a sort of purpley sort of fire.
See.
So as you can see, it's like a purpley fire in the distance there. So they obviously decide to go and investigate and see what it is. And that's what I'm going to tell you. If you know the story, which you probably have done, you probably come across the H.G. Wells story at school or wherever. And as you know, these are hostile beings from planet Mars. And that their intention is to take over the planet. And so you kind of know that that's going to happen. But what happens in the film is up to you to find out. I mean, it's a classic, and that's all I'm going to tell you about the synopsis. So what do I think of this? It's incredible. It's an amazing film. It's one of the greatest and important science fiction films of our time, and will always have to. There's been a remake with the Tom Cruise remake, which was amazing too. Really good. One of the very few times remakes have been as good and on par as the original. Obviously that one's a lot more brutal than this, because obviously things and people's tastes have emerged different. But back in the day, the 1953s, it must have been shocking, you know, and really sort of like horrific. And just so sort of like wow the audiences it must have done. I know there's a couple of points on the film when you see these engines. If you look very carefully, you can see the strings, but only slightly can you see them. But they still look incredible and amazing. It's such a good film, and the story is a classic story. So the pluses of this, the transfer is spot on. This film has never ever ever looked this good. It looks stunning in 4K. Yes, the ratio is 4.3 sadly, so you don't have the widescreen, you've got the 4.3 ratio, but that doesn't take it away from this, because you've got to remember how old it is, and they were shot in cinescope, so it's different back then. So to have longed it out, it would have probably made them look really strange. But yeah, it looks incredible. The colours are crisp, the transfer is perfect. There's not much grain, but again, it was filmed in cinescope, so there wouldn't be much grain. That was the top technology of the day, and it looks amazing. It looks stunning. As you can see on my clips, if YouTube, ProTube haven't taken the video down, you can see that how crisp it looks. It looks amazing, and it doesn't look like it was made in 1953, right? Looks stunning. Acting is awesome because it's really bad, but really cool at the same time. It's overacted, you know. But I suppose you had to. If this was supposed to be the end of the world, you had to act this way. It just looks amazing. I just love this film so much. Watching it last night reminded me how much I really love this film. Other pluses of the film: the robots look great. The creature looks great, 'cause you do get to see the creature in the film, and it looks really cool. I just love it. You got your Scream Queen in there. She's quite cool. She's irritating but cool. You got your scientist that, you know, is supposed to be the hero of the film, but he doesn't really do anything really. He just sort of like, yeah, it's just so cool. It's such a charming comfort film to sit and watch. You know, when you want to watch a sort of sci-fi movie, this is the one to put on. It's brilliant. The negatives of the film, there's none. There's no negatives of the film. It's fantastic. It's genius. It's a classic. It's amazing. To me, personally, it's faultless. I love it. So I'm going to score this an essential watch and give it a 10 out of 10. I can't give it any less, guys, because it's brilliant. And this is the best version of the film you're ever going to get, I think. It just looks incredible. I suppose the only thing they could improve on is work on the ratio of of the film, but that's not really important. 10 out of 10, guys. War of the Worlds, 1953. Have you guys seen it? You must have done. The first time I saw this film, okay, was back in my junior school in Stevenage called Ashtree. They used to have, once a month, they used to run like a little cinema club, and they used to have a projector at school, and we all paid, it was about, I don't know, probably about 50p. This is in the 70s, and we all used to go there one evening, like, I think it's normally like a half term, they'd have like a night where we watch some films, and we'd have all in our assembly hall. We'd have all the seats laid out like a cinema, and we'd have like a big projector screen up there and the projector running down there, and we'd all sit and watch this film. And we were allowed to take sweets with us. It was like going to like a little cinema. Oh, how cool is that? And they don't do that now. I mean, I don't know. But this was in our junior school in the 1970s. And I think my sister must have gone with me. She must have done. But yeah, and I've seen loads of films there. I saw The Land That Time Forgot, and all these sort of films they used to put on there, and they were always sort of fantasy films, Jason and the Argonauts, and it used to be all sort of fantasy or sci-fi films like this. Nothing too seriously scary, but they used to be great. What a thing for the school to do, and it makes you more fonder of your school, gives you fonder memories. A lot of people don't like school. I wasn't particularly brilliant at school, but I remember these sort of things about my school, how they used to do things like that. And I used to love that. The little school cinema club thing. Brilliant. And that's when I first saw it. And it wowed me. And then I saw it years later at home, probably in the late 70s and the maybe early 80s, whatever, on telly at Christmas sort of time. Because Christmas time they used to put the old movies on, didn't they? Like War of the Worlds, Laurel and Hardy films and stuff like that. TV at Christmas time back in the sort of 70s and 80s were a part of the Christmas experience. And you looked forward to the television just as much as the Christmas Day bit, because that was all part of the magic. And you used to have the magical films on, like Tom Thumb and all these sort of magical sort of films. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and all this, you know, and they were all magical, and it just reminds you of that time. And this is one of those sort of films because it used to be shown over Christmas time, nothing to do with Christmas, but it just used to get shown in, and it holds a lot of memories for me. So really good film, 10 out of 10. War of the Worlds. Go and see it, guys. Guys, if you don't see any of my videos this side of Christmas, have an amazing Christmas, yeah? Hold your loved ones a little bit tighter this Christmas and just share the love with one another and have a great time and be at peace, all right? I'll see